So I have brought some good news for you today. Like, you should be very excited about this news. We've been talking about the UK government trying to cut down the number of dependents and relatives you can bring into the UK. So now in today's video, I've got a fantastic news to share with you. So if you're so always interested, do watch this video right today. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fajira. If you're joining me for the very first time, I'm so happy to have you all in our beautiful family. And for my returning subscribers, I want to say thank you guys for always coming back to watch my videos. I really do appreciate. On this channel, I create content on how you can migrate to the UK, jobs with visa sponsorship in the UK, scholarships, like everything you can think about the UK. So if you're so always interested in that, do hit on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, so each time I upload a new video, you're going to be the very first person to see that video. So guys, let's quickly dive right into today's video. In today's video, I have brought to you the recent updates that I'm sure that you're very excited about. For me, I'm also very excited about it, which is why I'm sharing it. So if you watched my previous video on the number of dependents you can bring to the UK, that the MPs, which is the ministers, are actually looking at cutting down the number of dependents and relatives you can come in with to the UK as international students. So in today's video, I've got the latest update regarding that meeting. That meeting was held on the 24th and the outcome was what I shared with you. Today's updates, guys, they are actually warning the MPs that held that meeting on Thursday last week. Much as the MPs have had that meeting and they are looking out to see how they can cut the number of dependents and relatives you can come in to the UK. I just want to let you know that that decision is not left for them alone to decide and say, okay, we finally come up with this is what we are going. They are going to seek other bodies as well to find out if it's okay with them. So there is a recent update. Cap on foreign student numbers could send UK universities over the edge. Chair of Migration Advisory Committee warns that some institutions could struggle to survive financially. Universities could go bankrupt if the government limits the number of foreign students in a bid to bring down net migration. An advisor on immigration policy has warned. So this is an advisor on immigration policy is actually warning the MPs. Like, we all know that the international students that come to the UK to study, they don't really pay the same amount with the citizens in the UK. I came in to study 11 years ago. I have a friend who is a citizen that saw my receipts, like my school fees receipts, and was not asking, is it what you paid for your fees? I said yes. Then I think I paid almost £10,000 in Coventry University, and at that time she was paying 2,000 something pounds, not even close to half of what I paid. And she was like, really, you have to pay all this money? I said, yeah, that this is what I paid. She was like, no, she didn't pay that amount. And I didn't really know that the international fees as at then was higher than the citizens. So I completely agree with this update that if the UK government do this, it's going to make a lot of universities go bankrupt, which I'm sure that's not what they want. Rishi Sunak's potential plan to clamp down on international students taking low quality degrees could send many universities over the edge, particularly in poorer regions. The chair of government's Migration Advisory Committee said. Professor Brain Bell told BBC Radio most universities for most courses lose money on teaching British students and offset that loss by charging more for international students. If you close down the international route, I'm not sure how the university continues to survive. He said London, Cambridge and Oxford would do well if overseas students were not only allowed places at elite universities, asking, but what about Newcastle? What about the Northeast, Northwest, Scotland? So what he's emphasizing on is that if the government sticks to this plan that is on ground, is going to affect a lot of universities. So most universities in London may not really struggle that much. Universities like Cambridge, Oxford University may not really struggle that much. Apart from the British citizens not paying that much when it comes to school fees, most of the citizens, when they go to school, they go to take student loan, and this loan comes from the government. Money that international students are paying also contribute to other things. This is a warning to the MPs that if they want to take that decision, it's going to change a lot of things. A lot of the universities that are self-funded are also complaining at the moment, because they know if the international students are not there, things may really not go the way it used to go, especially universities that are self-funded. They're actually warning the MPs to remind them that their decision, if they put a cap on the number of dependents, that decision alone could make a lot of universities go bankrupt, which is what they don't want to see. So if you're interested in leveling up agenda, you might want to worry about harming universities around Britain. The King's College economic professor added, he pointed out that it was not just an immigration policy, but also an education policy. It could lead to a massive increase in British students' fees to make up for the loss of foreign students' payment. As mentioned earlier on, that the total fees that an international student pays is far higher than what the British citizens pay. So this is just a reminder to the UK government that if they carry on with this, a lot of students will never even look at UK for their masters, for their PhD, for their undergraduate, or any other courses they are coming to do. Asked about concerns that the potential policy would damage universities and the UK economy, the official said, of course, we support our universities. They are some of the very best in the world, and of course we will always act in the best interest of the UK. In my opinion, I think that if they do that, a lot of universities are going to struggle, to be honest, because they get their funds from international students to be able to run properly, to be able to do everything that when you come to the UK to study, you see that the study system is different from wherever you're coming from. So if they go into this cut down, or to bring down the number of dependents you can come with, a lot of people will no longer look at the UK to come to study, because most people want to come and study and come with their family. A lot of universities now are striking for pay rise. I also saw that update as well. So the question is, if they have to cut down the number of dependents, remember the international students is not only Nigerians and Indians. Like international students is anybody that is not from the UK. You're coming from overseas to the UK to study. So it's not like they are going to do that to only Nigerians and Indians. Like I said, that if they do that, some universities are already going on strike because they want pay rise. So record number of UK university staff striking over pay, says union. You see that it's not just one university or one higher institution that is actually striking for pay rise. A lot of universities, just as they are saying, over 150 higher education institutions were part of that strike. So if the government do this, it's going to really affect the economy. Not just affecting the economy, like it's also going to affect a lot of universities as well. I trust the UK when it comes to things like this. Even if it has been mentioned that they are going to look at how they can bring down the number of dependents you can come with to the UK. For me, I'm really glad that this came up as well, and at the same time they are challenging it. Some universities are already doing that because they are self-funded, and if the MPs or the UK government carries on with the decision they have made, which they have not actually concluded, it has not been concluded. From my video, I mentioned that they are looking at it, that they may most likely put a cap on the number of dependents you can come with. So they are still looking at it. So I trust the UK government that if this has come up to like challenge what they have said, they will actually do a risk assessment, because if anything goes wrong, the government will be the one to pay the bills and to sort out other things if the universities now start going bankrupt. So I'm sure that the government will not want something like that. So they will look at it. So if you're currently thinking of coming to the UK, still don't give up. If you're looking at coming to the UK with your family, still don't give up, because with this whole stuff, the UK is not a place that once they say something, they will not think of the other side. UK is a place that before a decision is made, they will look at it and look at the advantages and disadvantages. But from the look of things, I think the MPs will have a rethink. I'm also going to share with you another article that was published 2 months ago to tell you that the universities are going through a lot at this point. So because from what it is now, the international fees, the universities are using it to sort out a lot of things. They would have been asking the government if they put a cap on that. So I'm sure the government will not want to put that burden on itself, adding to other ones, plus the ongoing recession in the UK at the moment. Steve Wise, head of Universities UK, urges government to deliver new model of higher education funding. So I believe that they are going to review this, even if they have put it out there that due to the statistics and everything, that they are going to cut down the number of dependents you can come with. Guys, don't give up. It's not going to happen anytime soon. I don't think it's going to happen, because right now the universities are challenging it, and not just one university. A lot of universities are challenging it, because most of the fundings that is used in running universities in the UK are funds that comes from international students. And if the UK government says that they don't want the international students to come in with their dependents, a lot of international students will start looking elsewhere. So if they do all of that, I believe that a lot of people will not look at the UK anymore. And I think that the UK government as well, they know that most people that are coming here, they are just coming to study and stay back. They are not coming because they want to study, which is why they are also talking about the courses you want to do. They have to look at it. If it's a course that really meets the demand, I'm sure they will look into it, and they won't just say don't come with your dependents. So if you're someone who is still looking at coming to the UK, I believe this is a good news for you, because the UK government have said they are looking at, they haven't said they are cutting it, they are going to like they said they may most likely put an end to it. But from what it is right now, there is a debate on ground. So I'm going to keep my ears wide open, and whatever I hear, I will definitely share with you. So don't give up, guys. If UK is where you want to migrate to, keep pressing, keep applying for schools. I'm sure that before they will come to the end of this debate, maybe you will be here, but even if you're not here, from the look of things and from the recent update, I don't think the UK government would just put an end to dependents coming with international students to the UK, or relatives coming with international students to the UK. If you have been worried about how you will come study to the UK without coming with your dependents, I would say don't worry so much, worry less, because I believe that there will be a change to whatever the decision the UK government has made, because this warning is not coming from them, from the UK government, it's coming from universities. So they will listen to them, because they are the ones that are admitting the international student, right? So they will have to listen to them. So we've actually come to the end of this video, guys, and if you have watched this video till now and you've enjoyed this video and you're yet to subscribe to join our beautiful family, please do not forget to hit on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, so each time I upload a new video, you're going to be the very first person to see that video. Until I see you in my next video, to take care and bye bye for now.